Captain Forrest here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over both these combatants to see who would win more often than not in a cross-verse situation, Blackadam versus Black Bolt. Now if you folks are new to my channel, please leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for further content. Also huge shout out to the HQ squad, massive shout out to the team. They've been a huge help in my videos, so huge shout out to the team. Now I'm going to go ahead and summarize some of Blackadam's scaling, and after I've done that I'm going to move on and talk about Black Bolt. And then near the end of the video I'm going to give my conclusions and thoughts on who I think wins more often than not in a cross-verse situation. So Blackadam during post-crisis has some pretty cool feats. Post-crisis Blackadam has shown to break out of Carl Rayner's constructs. Blackadam fought against Hawkman, and we literally see Blackadam give Hawkman the abusive stepdad beating of his life, ripping him apart like paper. Blackadam and Shazam, the legendary beef and the rival that we all know and love to see in the DC comics, they both have fought each other in post-crisis and both have shown to go back and forth with each other. This is impressive for both Blackadam and Shazam, because both Blackadam and Shazam during post-crisis have fought against a suppressed Superman. In fact, Blackadam was able to press Superman using no lightning, which caused Superman to exert more power against him, especially when Blackadam was endangering a public citizen. Superman also notes to Shazam that he is equal to Superman. I'm also referring to his suppressed state, which is pretty impressive, but I think this feat stands out more so to Blackadam than Shazam, because Blackadam was able to actually make Superman pretty mad and exert more power and more force in his fight with Blackadam, and Blackadam took like a serious punch from Superman, which is pretty impressive. An iconic moment for Blackadam was during the comic called World War III. After Blackadam's wife was killed, Blackadam goes on a rampage. The heroes try to subdue and stop him, but instead, a lot of them were all massacred by Blackadam's bloodlust. Literally, Blackadam put on his Air Force Ones and went to town on those folks. Blackadam was able to resist against Martian Manhunter's mind hacks and one-shot him with his lightning. They also fought again, and Blackadam also swaps hands with Martian Manhunter, and he was even taking attacks from Martian Manhunter, which is pretty impressive. Spectre literally pulls up to Blackadam's yard and then proceeds to get clapped around by Blackadam. Blackadam literally tolerates no garbage from anyone who threatens his people or his country. Not even gods are tolerated by Blackadam. We've seen Blackadam fly in and punch Uncle Sam. This very same Uncle Sam also raggy-dolled and dragged Spectre and smacked him around. As mentioned before in my Dr. Manhattan power scaling video, which I highly recommend you guys watch that, I go into more detail about some of the DC cosmology. I also went over some of the upgrades for some of the realms in DC, so some of these characters are a lot more powerful than normal. These feats that I've already mentioned are easily creation level for Blackadam, and this is just post-crisis. Now let's move on to some of New 52 and talk about some of the feats that Blackadam performed during New 52. During New 52, Blackadam and Shazam are forced to team up against Superboy Prime. Blackadam demonstrates he is most certainly capable of taking on Superboy Prime as he proceeds to launch an attack and literally punch Superboy Prime in the face. In the end, both Shazam and Blackadam were able to incapacitate Superboy Prime, though it did take a lot of hard work. This is very impressive, because this very same Superboy Prime was able to brutalize Ion Amp Sodom Yacht, and Ion is one of the emotional spectrums. As I mentioned before in my Phoenix Force versus White Lantern Carl Rayner video, the emotional spectrums reside behind the source wall, so that's already creation level scaling. Very impressive. Oh, and by the way, did I mention that Blackadam also fought Shazam 2 again? So he came back with a run back, and Blackadam was literally beating him up too. Pretty impressive. Now there's a special moment that occurred in New 52, and that was the time where Blackadam became a Yellow Lantern. Blackadam does battle with an undead guardian, and after taking a nasty attack from this undead guardian, Blackadam joins the Sinestro Corps. Blackadam goes on to fight an anti-emotional amped Mongol. He goes back and forth with this same anti-emotional amped Mongol, and Blackadam damages him and also fear hexes him with his lantern ring, and Sinestro goes in and takes care of business. Blackadam's New 52 run was kind of short, but very sweet. But that doesn't end here, folks. Let's move on over to Rebirth and talk about some of Blackadam's grander feats. Blackadam joined the Justice League in Justice League 2018. During that time, we see Black Adam fight Samar and whoop his ass. This same Samar was giving the Justice League trouble. A spectacular moment and feat for Black Adam was when he used his magical lightning and broke the chains of Darkseid, which were put on him by the Great Darkness. Black Adam also took an Omega Beam blast from this amped Darkseid on top of that too. As I mentioned, this is all impressive for Black Adam, as Darkseid was unable to break out of the Great Darkness's chains or its influence, and was under the Dark influence, and was now a part of the Dark Army. The Dark chains were also shackled around the Dark Army, including Darkseid, which these chains, as mentioned, were amping them, making them far more stronger than usual. So that's going to round up all of Black Adam's AP feats. I'm going to go ahead and move on to speed and talk about some of the other things that Black Adam brings to the table. Moving on to speed, Black Adam should easily scale to Superman's speed. Black Adam can react to Superman, as shown already, since pre and post crisis are relative in both AP and speed. They both scale to whatever speed feats they performed. Pre and post crisis Superman should easily have high measurable to relevant speed themselves, and this would also include for Black Adam too. Superman has kept pace with Jay Garrick and Wally West while they were chasing the Reverse Flash to the past. Wally West himself was able to run to the 853rd century. We've seen Superman outpace reality blitzing missiles that were sterilizing the continuum, and Superman can move inside the source where there is no direction. So, depending on your interpretation of speed, Black Adam should easily be in the higher measurable to relevant speed realms of speed. So that's going to round up Black Adam's AP and speed. I'm going to go ahead and move on to his abilities, resistances, etc, etc. Black Adam's powers come from the Egyptian pantheons, similar to how Billy Batson's Greek pantheons work. They grant Black Adam the same powers. Shu grants Black Adam limitless stamina due to the gods that give him his power, similar to Shazam. Atlas and the other gods have infinite stamina. This is because they are gods and they do not require sleep in the same way humankind does. Atlas, for example, was able to hold the heavens for all of eternity. Hershef and Ammon grant Black Adam his incredible super strength, power and durability. Wisdom of Sephuit gives Black Adam information analysis and reveals hidden dangers and secrets, and guides Black Adam in combat and outside of any type of situation. Anpu grants Black Adam his incredible speed, and Menthu grants Black Adam his courage. Black Adam is virtually indestructible, and he can also fly. In order to take on such a form, Black Adam will call upon the name Shazam, which causes lightning to strike upon him, which turns him into this powerful warrior we see before us. Black Adam also makes great use of his magical lightning, as he can smite his foes with it. He can also imbue his attacks with this magical lightning too. Black Adam can roast his enemies by imbuing them with lightning. Unlike Shazam, who is more compassionate and restrictive, Black Adam is ruthless, barbaric, and violent when it comes to battle. He will rip and tear into his opponents. He will rip them limb from limb. He will also rip the skin off their bodies, or straight up rip them in half. He can also perform the thunderclap too. Black Adam has demonstrated some really good tactics and skill in combat, being able to tear apart and ruin formations and target weak points. Black Adam also explains that the wisdom of Sephuit told Oriasis to dispatch of his enemy. Sephuit's guidance and wisdom are based on performing underhanded tactics and dirty cheap tricks to obtain the advantage, regardless if it means to kill his opponents. Black Adam has tremendous willpower. He was able to fight through and resist Martian Manhunter's mind hacks and power through despite Black Adam's motor functions being compromised by Manhunter, and called upon Shazam to smite Manhunter. He can also use his own twisted thoughts and memories to traumatize telepaths and make them run away, as this is a very impressive defensive tactic when his mind is being probed. Black Adam also has his soul resistance. He was able to swim and escape the Sea of Souls. Black Adam also was able to tank a spiritual attack from his enemy too. Black Adam has endured being tormented and tortured by scientists for an extended amount of time, and upon release, he was ready to exact his revenge on them too. Booster Gold notes that the Thunder missile that carries nanites that is designed to shut down Blackadam's motor functions in his brain. Okay, so that's going to round up Blackadam. I'm going to go ahead and move on to Black Bolt and talk about some of his feats over the years. Black Bolt, believe it or not, is not just powerful vocally, but he's also powerful when it comes to physical prowess in combat. He's demonstrated to fight against characters like Gladiator. He's been able to literally scrap and grapple with Gladiator in combat. If you guys haven't checked out my Gladiator vs Sentry video, I go into incredible detail about Gladiator, so please check that video out. I'll also make a power scaling video on Gladiator, so please keep an eye out on that video too. I'll definitely post a power scaling video on Gladiator, but Gladiator himself is very powerful. He himself has herald tier scaling. Gladiator's fought against, characters like Hyperion. Hyperion himself can hold, the collapse of 2 universes, and going into context, you can take that very high into the scaling. So even like the characters like Black Bolt can literally scrap and scrape with Gladiator, and he's shown to physically damage Gladiators. That's really good for Black Bolt in terms of physical combat. In fact, we even see Black Bolt incapacitate Gladiator with just a whisper in his ear, which literally caused Gladiator to just like float in like space, and his like ears were completely ringing. So there's some really good feats, not just vocally but also physically too. Now back in the classic days, Black Bolt was able to send classic Hulk flying with a punch, his physical power rivaling that of Hulk even back then, which is pretty impressive. And it's not just Hulk that he's fought, he's also fought against Thor as well. He's shown to actually damage and hurt Thor. Obviously Thor was suppressed when they first fought, but still, it's still impressive. He actually forced Thor to actually fight more seriously, because what Black Bolt can do, he can pretty much amp himself by using his antenna and basically increasing his attack potency via the electrons he generates through his antenna. And unfortunately he was defeated in combat by Thor, but this is still impressive. This definitely goes to show that Black Bolt can definitely scrap and force these characters to stop suppressing themselves when they start putting hands on these types of characters, which is very impressive. We've even seen Black Bolt give Namor the 1-2 combo, sending Namor flying into a dam. I actually made a video on Namor too, and I go into incredible detail, so please check that video out also. Vulcan, who is an Omega level mutant, was literally getting cooked by Black Bolt's electron blasts. Black Bolt's scream literally rips off Vulcan's skin, just leaving like weird flesh around. So that's absolutely insane. Like Vulcan's pretty powerful too. I'm gonna go ahead and move over to Black Bolt's unique inhuman abilities. So Black Bolt can manipulate electrons, which he generates from his antenna, and he can use it in many ways. He can blast his opponents with an energy beam. Black Bolt is also shown to have energy absorption and nullification, as he's shown to absorb energy from a weapon and completely neutralizing the energy from that weapon too. He can also hypnotize his opponents by generating a hypnotic pattern, which puts his foes to sleep. He can manipulate the electrons in a person's body, causing them to collide, which would make them explode. He can also transmutate and turn people into stone. And his signature attack, more into detail, his voice, just Black Bolt blowing, was able to turn a scroll into literal paste. His screams are able to incapacitate the Hulk, as ringing inside his ears caused the Hulk to fall unconscious. The range behind Black Bolt's voice is so huge, just him whispering or talking can casually shatter mountains, and he can casually split the planet just by speaking a word. So the area of effect of his voice is pretty serious, can cover a huge area. Absolutely crazy. But anyway, that's going to wrap up Black Bolt. I'm going to go ahead and move on and give my final thoughts on who I think wins more often than not in a crossover situation. Now this matchup is pretty interesting. Both have pretty good feats. Looking more so into the AP department, I definitely have like Black Bolt in the outerversal, high outerversal ranges. You can even take some of his voices to those levels in physical prowess. If you want to use the more higher metas of tiers, there's definitely Boundless. Boundless is on the table, and extraversal scaling. However, when we look into the quantification of things and we look at Blackadam scaling, Blackadam definitely easily scales into these tiers of AP too. However, Blackadam, his AP is more quantifiable. He scales higher into these tiers. So if it comes down to the physical AP department, I definitely lean a little bit more so with Blackadam with the AP. He definitely scales higher into creation level, and he definitely scales higher into the extraversal tiers, you know, vastly above baseline extraversal. So I give the AP edge more so to Blackadam in that regard. Now speed, they both have some really good speed scaling. However, I think Blackadam takes speed more often than not. He definitely has more concrete, you know, speed scaling, and especially chain scaling. He actually has his own speed feat. He has his own irrelevant speed feat. He literally travels to the God Sphere with his own raw speed alone, which was absolutely insane. So that's a really good feat for him. So more or less, I give majority of the stats to Blackadam. Now, however, how the fight would go down, even if we give the benefit of the doubt and was to say, like, you know, both of them are pretty relative, and we say like Black Bolt, he gets off the scream and then it hits Blackadam. Blackadam himself, he is absolutely insane. He is very tenacious. He has insane willpower. I just see Blackadam powering through the scream, and once he gets to Black Bolt, he's just gonna break his neck, or literally just rip his jaw off, rip his face off, preventing him from screaming even more. So even if I was to be generous and say they had relative stats, I still give it to Blackadam. But you know, without stats equalized, Blackadam unfortunately just takes victory more often than not. I just see him getting in there, just blitzing, and just grabbing Black Bolt by the neck like a chicken bone and just breaking him to shreds. The scream, I don't think the scream's going to be enough. Blackadam has taken far worse punishment. You know, he's taken things in terms of like damage to his organs. He's had his brain scrambled, and this dude is literally still ripping people apart. So his tenacity and willpower will definitely help him. He also has his lightning too, so he could call upon Shazam to fry Black Bolt from a distance. Now what about Black Bolt's other hexes? Again, I don't think they're going to matter. Like Blackadam, he can resist a lot of those hexes. He can actually just counteract a lot of those hexes, or just avoid them based off his speed. So more often than not, I have to give victory to Blackadam. Way too fast, a little bit too strong, and he just has many ways to just, you know, dispatch of Black Bolt. And even in equal stats, I still think Blackadam is just way too much of a monster in equal stats too. So I have to give this to Blackadam. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment down below and give me your thoughts down in the comment section. But yes, it's been real. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.